As I discussed in a video earlier today, Donald Trump is very obviously and very vocally pissed off about all of the books that have come out or are coming out in the coming weeks, basically exposing all the horrible things he said and did while he was president of the United States. But there's a fourth book. We talked about three earlier, the big three. But there's a fourth one. And according to a report from Politico, it is this fourth one that Trump is apparently most terrified of. So, what's in this fourth book? Well, we don't know for sure, but we do know that it is a tell-all book written by none other than his former White House counselor, Kellyanne Conway. See, Kellyanne had a bit of a, reputation, shall we say, in the Trump White House. Many suspected her to be a leaker. All those horrible stories that would come out about the Trump White House in the news, but it would be based on anonymous sources. A lot of folks in the White House, and there was a lot of speculation that it was actually Kellyanne that was leaking all of this stuff to the press. And one time we got a bit of a taste of that was when she did an interview, basically an expose on her and her husband, because her husband, obviously George Conway, very outspoken anti-Trump, founder of the Lincoln Project and all that. A paper, I think it was Washington Post, may have been New York Times, but I think it was Washington Post. Anyway, they do this big expose, and Kellyanne Conway is speaking on the record, and then she tries to give the reporter a quote and tells the reporter, hey, instead of saying that that was me, can you attribute that to somebody else and make it seem, and the reporter's like, no, we're already on the record. In fact, when that story came out, I did a video on it over at Ring of Fire. So that kind of gave everybody an inkling like, holy crap, she does do this. She'll say things to a reporter and then say, can you say somebody else said this or attribute it to an anonymous source? And that led more and more people to think she was the leaker. So why is that relevant to the book? She can't do the book anonymously. The answer is simple. Kellyanne Conway has nothing left to lose. She doesn't need to depend on Donald Trump anymore. She's not tethered to him. She is free and clear. The only relationship she needs to maintain is with her family. And it appears that her family doesn't agree with her pro-Trump stances, so maybe to get back on their good graces, maybe she's going to tell all. Maybe she's going to whitewash everything that happened and make this nothing more than a Donald Trump flattery book. After all, she did sit down and have an interview with him for the book. So, who knows? But I have to say this. The fact that Donald Trump is, as the Politico report says, terrified of this book, that should tell you everything you need to know right there. We may not get specifics, but if you're terrified of somebody basically telling stories about their interactions with you, then yeah, probably a good sign that those interactions were horrible and that you yourself are a horrible human being. And after all, compared to the other three books that are out there, those are books by authors, journalists, all kinds of folks who weren't there. I mean, sure, they talked to Trump, they talked to all the people, they've probably been in and out of the White House plenty of times, but they weren't there 24/7. They weren't privy to every single moment of this administration the way somebody like Kellyanne Conway truly was. She has more information than any of those authors could ever dream of. And she has nothing holding her back. She has no reason to remain loyal to Trump. But she does have every reason, if she wants that big book money, to come clean about everything that happened, and that is what's terrifying to Donald.